Championship Showdown Day, the final round of Fanatec GT World Challenge Europe powered by AWS Endurance Cup, brings us to the Circuit de Catalunya, and it is a two-way fight. Raffaele Marciello, Jules Gounon and Danny Juncadella lead the championship with the final 3-hour race of the season to come.
We've just arrived at the Catalunya circuit here in Barcelona for what's shaping up to be a thrilling final round of the Fanatec GT World Challenge. Now, I've been lucky enough to spend some time at one of the most innovative and groundbreaking racing series in the world, but never in my life have I experienced a championship that has racing both on the track and in the simulator. It's so unique, and I'm absolutely buzzing to see it all play out this weekend. Now, with the championship title still very much up for grabs, there's no denying that each team is going to be battling it out on the track. But before we get into all of that action, I want to find out exactly how this one-of-a-kind racing format really works.
For the teams, there's also the Fanatec points boost, 5 points for the winning team, based on the results of the Pro Esports race held on the Saturday evening in the Fanatec arena.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Now, Luca, I want to get into the format of this championship because it still blows my mind that there's racing on the track and racing in the simulator. Now, does this compare to any other series that you've raced in?
No, and I mean, I think there's nothing really comparing to it. It's the only championship where you get to race both in esports and the real life in the same weekend. And here it's part of the championship, and you really need to work for it. And you know, I think it's kind of the evolution that is happening right now. That you know, esports are getting more and more popular, and on that side, I think it's a good thing that we as pro drivers, let's say, have a good chance also to showcase this and to show people that it's not just a game. You know, it can be really serious and a proper sport if it's done in the right way.
Yeah, it's amazing to see the evolution of it all.
Yeah.
And now I know what the real life racing preparation looks like, but what does the esports preparation look like for you?
Actually, it's quite similar. I think what's a bit different to the real life is that in real life you have some things that you require more, like the physical preparation, and you basically get tired while driving for the G-forces and everything, while in the simulator at the end you're standing still. So you just basically, I would say it's the same thing without having all the fireproof overalls and being sweating like crazy because the car is really hot, and you know, I would say it's just the same philosophy. It's just not real, but it's the same thing.
He's got a quick car, he's got 2 quick co-drivers, and the Italian former single-seater racer knows he's in with a good chance.
We're running 2 cars. This is my baby. Oh, not only mine, we're sharing it, but it's mine also. It's an Audi R8 V10, the GT3 version. This is the 3rd evolution of it, and most probably I think the last one. It's one of those cars that is really quite competitive everywhere. Rear engine, the strength is the aero on the quick circuits like this one. We're always really good.
Yeah.
I think probably the coolest part is the inside. It's one of the most detailed and well organized cars. This is like a fake driver basically.
Okay.
So when they do the setup, you always have to do it with the let's say driver in, but of course we don't get change and sit in it, so they put some weight in. Basically on the steering wheel we can do everything we want, traction control, ABS, a lot of other things, and then of course the basics, so gear shifts and everything. Tresor Bike Collection did a really good job so far. We've always been there. The only thing we're missing is luck, and I'm really hoping we find it this weekend because we've been really competitive, but we never finished the race, or never. Let's say when we were there, we never finished, and fingers
crossed. Yeah, well, I'm sending you all the luck this weekend. So I've just made my way down to the pit lane, where just behind me we have the Akodis Garage, which is the team that's currently P1 in the overall teams championship, with just 16 points between them and WR2, so it's really all to play for this weekend. And then to my left we have the Tresor by Car Collection Garage, and I can't get over the fact that there's only 1.5 points between them and Santaloc. And isn't it incredible how much the Esports Championship has such a big impact in the overall teams championship? I mean, there's so many points still up for grabs, so I'm buzzing to see how it all plays out later on today. And speaking of that, Just look at the atmosphere of today alone. I mean, the pit lane is popping off. It's so busy here, and we've had cars speeding up and down all afternoon. I'm buzzing, and let's see how the rest of the day unfolds.
The Mercedes has been a mighty car all season. Although mechanical woes did put it out of action last time at Hockenheim, it means they didn't score there, but they're still ahead in the standings and looking to take the crown this weekend.
Your team are obviously leading the overall championship ahead of WRT, the endurance championship ahead of Iron Link. Now, what exactly do you guys have to do to bring home the title this weekend?
We have to keep doing what we've done all year. We've had a fantastic year so far. We won the biggest race of the year, Spa 24 Hours, so no pressure, to be honest. I mean, of course, we want to win the championship, and the pressure is on us since we are leading, but the others need to catch back, so that's a good benefit for us. Also, it's my home race in Barcelona, which makes it even more so special, and I think it's a very good track for our car. It really suits our car, suits, I think, everyone's driving, and yeah, looking forward to see how the outcome is.
And obviously, as we know, that esports points count towards the overall championship standings. Now, we've got the race later on today. How important is it for you to get a good result in that?
It's more a personal thing, you know. I like esports a lot, I enjoy sim racing a lot, and I like winning, I like competing. I won the last event in Hockenheim, and now let's see where I stand. For sure there is some points for the team championship, like you said, but I take it more as a thinking on myself and trying to do my best.
And it's a packed house here in the Fanatec Arena for our final round of Season 2 of the Pro Series.
And the drivers, of course, are cognizant of the fact that they have got points on offer here for their teams in the real world.
The esports race is going to be happening any moment now. As you can see, it's really starting to fill up, so I want to go and grab a good seat inside, so let's go and head in.
Out of turn 15 with rubber junk to the side of the road they come. Nicholas Nielsen then on pole position. Danny Junkade with him at the front of the grid. Lights go green, race underway. Good start also from Alpha Rouge for the second row. That puts him ahead of Alex Harker, who gets two wheels onto the dirt on the way down towards turn 1.
So the two teams that are battling it out in the real life championship are also battling it out in the esports race right now. We've got Dries in P3 and Danny in P2.
An incredible queue of Pro Series drivers that we know so well from the real world. Here comes Dries Banthor to look for the inside of Danny Junkade.
Right, I think Luke is attempting an overtake. Dries is just in front of him, but I think he's about to go and send it. Let's see what's going on. Oh!
Surely there's no space to do that. A little bit of leaning on each other for third and for fifth position. Junkade holds on. No change there. Good defense by Danny Junkade.
Right, didn't go exactly how he planned. He's actually dropped down to P5 now. But again, such a small gap between him and the next driver. Come on, Luca.
And now there's a dive. Oh, clumsy.
Was a bit, that was Compact, and then more contact. Stuart White put off his line in the first part of the chicane, therefore clatters into the Mercedes, so you'd call that 1-all, wouldn't you, really?
And the way that the game's set up means you can kind of get away with contact like that. You don't have too much of a penalty. Really?
Both of them off, both into the tyres, and Ezequiel Perez Compact is decidedly unhappy about that. That's him done for the night. Out of the rig he will get, puts his shoes back on, walks away, and he's gone, he's done. Very unhappy. So this is the view from Luca Ghiotto's car. Difference of line there. The Audi slightly closer to the clipping point for turn 12. Over that little crest, and Rougier's car possibly a little bit understeery there on the exit of turn 13. Just need to push out ever so slightly.
So I have to say, just standing here watching this, I can't get over how realistic this looks. Even the pit stops, just looking at it, it looks like it is the real life racing.
Banthor gets a stop-go of 30 seconds. Now, is that suggesting track limits as well?
I think that might be speeding in the pit lane, to be honest. He was so on it.
Big update. Dries has just been given a time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so he's going to have to go back and pit, serve a 30-second time penalty. But obviously, what this is going to mean, considering that Dries is also in the championship title fight, is that, you know, it's going to be quite close for Luca and Dries. I mean, Luca's currently P10, Dries is P7, so let's see what happens from here.
That stop-and-go penalty will need to be served by Dries Banthor in the next lap. He's already done 2 laps, If he doesn't serve it, he will be disqualified by the gate.
So Dries has just come back into the pits to serve his time penalty for speeding a few laps before. Now, this is actually really good for Luca because it's bumping him up to P4. Obviously not good for Dries, but you know, we're rooting for Luca over here. As for Danny, he's in P2. He's been up there for quite a while, so it's looking like that's probably where he's going to finish in the race today, which means for him, pretty good result.
Lap for Nicholas Nielsen. He hits the curb, he gets all sideways, he hangs on to it, but only just. And now Jean Cadea is much closer.
Oh my god. Oh, all the action's popping off in the last minute. What's going on here?
Jean Cadea looks to the inside line into turn 10. Remember, it is a 16-corner circuit. He's wrong again there. The car slides, it's slow. Jean Cadea thinks about making a move, but there's no gap coming out of turn 10. Down to the chicane. Gap to the inside, maybe. He's all about drive out of the corner. Nielsen might just have done enough. One corner to go. The run up towards the line. The final round of the Fanatec Esports GT Pro Series is going to be won by Nicholas Nielsen.
And there we go.
Jean Cadea right with him at the line. The margin under a tenth of a second. Fantastic stuff. Nicholas Nielsen is as relieved as he is happy after Rouget comes home for third place, but what a last lap.
Now I need to race tomorrow.
Right, Danny, P2, mega race. I mean, how was that for you?
Yeah, it was good fun. Like I said, I mean, I was not expecting a lot from this race today because we had some extra ballast in the car after winning the last event. But I have to say the car was great, and the guys helped me a lot to set it up and to get ready, get up to grips with it, and I really enjoyed the race. Started second, finished second, nearly won in the end. We had a big fight in the last lap, but didn't manage to get past. But all in all, really good result.
Yeah, no, so close right there at the end, but a great race, wonderful to watch you. And of course, you scored some crucial points ahead of tomorrow. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we scored a lot of points this year in the Esports series, and that's really good for the team. And also for myself, you know, I like competing in these high-level championships, and yeah, best ingredients for tomorrow for the last showdown, and we are leading the championship there, so let's hope we can win that one as well.
Luca, very well done today. I mean, finished fourth, which was a mega result. How are you feeling?
I mean, it was a tough one, I have to say. One of the longest hours I ever had in my life. It felt like the time was never going by, you know. But anyway, I mean, I was starting P8, so it's still a good progress. I mean, of course, I would have liked to be on the podium, and I felt like I had it for a little bit in the first half of the race. But yeah, I mean, I tried something different. Then in the second half of the race, we were a bit out of shape. So yeah, I mean, for sure, if I would have worked a bit better on that, I think we would have had a chance to fight, and still we were not too far from the podium anyway. So.
Yeah, well done. Well, wish you all the very best for tomorrow.
Thank you.
The Esports race has just finished, which I have to say, being able to get inside of that arena and watch all of the drivers do that in real time was so cool. Also amazing to see Luca score those points ahead of tomorrow, and I just think that it's incredible that this championship has that Esports integration. So yeah, it's all to play for tomorrow. We've got the final round of the championship. Let's go racing.
It's our final Endurance Cup race of the season. There are, of course, sprint championship points that have already been scored to add to these endurance to give you the full season overall combined championship. For a race like this, we've got 48 cars from 7 different manufacturers: Audi, BMW, Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, Mercedes and Porsche, all represented on the grid.
So it's finally race day here in Barcelona, and I have to say I am absolutely buzzing for it. I've just got into the circuit, which is really starting to fill up, and I'm currently by the Trestle by Car Collection garage to see if I can catch up with Luca ahead of all the action later. So let's go see if he's here. Luca, thanks for setting aside some time on race day. I know you can get quite busy. Now qualifying's done, you finished P10th in the session. How are you feeling ahead of the race later?
Yeah, I mean, we hoped for a better qualifying, to be honest. I think in Q1 we were 4th, and it was looking better, sure. Yeah, my teammate Mattia was a bit unlucky with traffic, and then also my session, my Q3 was decent but not really great. So yeah, we had to work a bit to find out what actually happened. And, you know, it's a 3-hour race anyway, anything can happen. So for sure we need to get a good start and then move on from that.
In the Gold Cup, it is the Inception race in McLaren that leads the way. Ollie Milroy, Frederick Schandorf and Brandon Aribe have taken 2 victories this season, and they are ahead on points coming into this last round. Opposition to the McLaren drivers, though, comes from another Ferrari team. This is the Iron Dames entry, run by Iron Lynx. Rahal Frey, Sarah Bovey and Michelle Gatting won at Spa. They took a bag full of points there and could take the title this weekend.
I'm now joined by the incredible Iron Dames team. So nice to meet you all, and I just wanted to start off by saying the biggest congratulations on pole position. How are you all feeling ahead of the race later?
The feeling of doing the pole here is very good. It's very important because we are playing for the championship and it's an extra point, and any point will count, I think, at the end of the race. But I think we all know that the hardest part it's coming with the race. It's not going to be an easy one, but we want to make sure that we leave the track with no regrets.
Amazing. And this is also your first pole position, right? Mega stuff. Okay, well, how are we feeling ahead of the race in general then?
I guess we are all starting to feel a little bit nervous, but I think being nervous is a good thing. It means that we are all getting very focused for the race. Sarah will take the start. She has done very well so far in all the race starts she has been taking this year, so we are all very confident with that. Like Sarah said, the hard work starts now. I mean, pole position of course gives confidence, and then we see where we end up, but important to leave with no regrets. We will go for it today.
I've just found out that I'm actually going to be in the leading car of this race. I've just got my helmet and it's all setting in right now. I mean, it looks incredible. I've done a few hot laps in my lifetime before, but all electric in Formula E. So I've never quite gone into a beast like this, but I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, let's go.
And so we are almost ready to go racing. It has been a really interesting weekend thus far, and now as the grid starts to form, temperatures are much higher than we experienced this morning. It's that time of the year, John. There's a calculator on the desk, but there's also a race to worry about in isolation. There are people out of that championship hunt that want to finish off the season in style as well.
Yes, it's a race to win, and there's 4 categories within that race, so everybody will be looking to do the best that they can within their respective class. But the big trouble, as is ever, when you get 48 cars on a racetrack and 3 15-minute qualifying segments, where do you find the clear lap?
They need to get as much heat in the tyres as possible on the lead lap. Yeah, they will pull into the pit lane afterwards, and then the cars will go.
One driver around whom there's a huge amount of attention. Number 46 Audi, Valentino Rossi's fans are here in big numbers, and the number 46 Audi, he will start from the 6th row of the grid.
He's just at the very back of that front group of cars, and of course going into turn 1, into turn 2, then all the way around that long turn 3. He will have to be on his toes because there'll be cars alongside him, there'll be cars behind him. He'll be looking at the car directly in front of him. You need to have almost 360-degree eyes to make sure that you stay out of trouble.
So we've made it to the race then, Luca. A few words, how are you feeling?
I mean, it's quite warm actually. I didn't expect it. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's gonna be probably one of the toughest race on tire management. It's really demanding for the car, for the tires, and we saw already yesterday. So yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be an interesting race, and I think we'll see the true value of the cars after some laps. You know,
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, I'm wishing you all the best. It seems like you're preparing well, staying hydrated, cap on. But yeah, go smash it. Thank you very much. It's all getting very real now. Okay, feel like we're good. How does it suit me?
Off blasts the lead car, green flag is waved. They're all on Pirelli rubber, and this lap gives them a chance to get some temperature into those tyres as the cars now head towards turn 1.
Right, we're approaching the first corner.
And down through turn 1. It's a long straight, isn't it, that pit straight? It drops downhill, and then straight away you start to climb up the other side.
Yes, but it is the bottleneck into turn 1 that's always been a feature here.
Seeing the cars in the mirrors as well, all kind of heating up their tyres. They're all bunching up behind.
It is the final round of Fanatec GT World Challenge Europe, powered by AWS Endurance Cup. It's 3 hours of action at Barcelona, and we are about to go racing.
Wow, now we're going really fast. I was waiting, I was like, when are we going to go faster? Well, now this is it. Oh my goodness. Yes! Mega, thank you.
cars in, and the field up through turn 16. Look at that, what a sight. The final round of the championship is go, go, go. Lights are green. It's Ferrari that will lead. Porsche, then Lamborghini on the run down towards turn 1. So Alessandro Pianguidi gets the drop on everybody. Klaus Bachler is second.
Oh my goodness. Right, let's see if I can gracefully get out of this car. Oh, that was hands down one of the coolest experiences of my life. I don't know why I was so nervous going into that. That was so much fun. Right, I feel like I even need a breath. Let me try and take this off. Oh, fresh air.
There's Valentino Rossi, who is currently running in 10th spot, chasing after Luca Ghiotto.
So I'm fine now, just watching the race on one of the screens here. It's lap 16. Luca has climbed up one position, which is pretty promising. And then behind him, we've got Valentino Rossi. So it's looking good for Audi. We've also got another Audi just ahead of them. Yeah, I mean, considering that this is a 3-hour race, it's too early to tell how exactly things are going to go. But I mean, considering he's climbed up a spot already, pretty impressive.
This has been a really frustrating 45 minutes thus far. He cannot make progress, and the team can see that, and they can see that the car they're fighting in the championship is getting away up the road. And the move to try to take the class lead is almost on now. Remember, she came close to doing it a lap ago. Michelle Gatti does commit to the inside of turn 4, goes through. Great move.
Yeah, good move. Caught unexpectedly. I think the Mercedes that put her down the inside held her ground.
So I quickly just snuck over to the Iron James garage, because whilst watching the race, I've seen that they're actually leading the gold title. So as it speaks, they'd actually be winning the championship, which is so mega. So yeah, just behind me, everyone's here watching the race, keeping a track of the time. But how cool would it be for them to take that win? I'm keeping my fingers crossed for them, and yeah, let's see how it unfolds.
That car will drive away because it is clearly quicker in an overall lap, running in 27th up to now 26th position with that overtake. Good overtake.
It was, and this is the perfect way to win the championship.
I think a pit stop is about to happen any moment now. The car's coming into the pit lane as we speak. And just look at how close we are from all of this action that's about to happen. Can't cross this red line right here, but pretty much touching distance away from what's about to happen.
Into the pit lane now comes John Cadea. Into the pit lane, Valentino Rossi is in as well, and so is the leader. Alessandro Pianguidi comes into the pit lane.
They will be looking at not about what time they come in, it's but when they go back out, where will they fall back into?
Okay, Luca just come out of the car. Teammates are in. Just changing tyres. Oh my goodness, it's all popping off. The speed at which they're doing this is just remarkable. Okay, final tyres going back on. Never in my life have I been that on the most of all of the action going on there with that pit stop.
Right, away goes Gunon, and just stays ahead of the Audi though as he comes down the pit lane. And there, look, is the Mercedes of Stein Scotthorst, and so Gunon will be ahead of him as they come back onto the circuit. So the Acodis ASP car has made progress.
Well, Luca, you weren't joking about the heat being sweltering. How did your stint go?
It was okay. We had, I would say, an okay start. Gained one place, and then we stayed there. There was a small group of cars in front of me with quite similar pace, and no one really could overtake. So we just basically like a train for an hour. Then I had to box at the end because tires were a bit cooked, I have to say. I will say pit stop was good. We didn't lose any time. We're still in the same place, so yeah, we'll see how the rest of the race goes.
Amazing. So what's next for you? Do you get to sit, relax, watch it? Or?
Yeah, I think, I'm catching up to F1 as well, because they're racing now, so I'm watching that also. I will be here around, keep myself ready just in emergency. If they need me again, it shouldn't be the case, but yeah, we'll see. It's still a long time to go.
Ferrari in a problem. So the car that was on target to win the Gold Cup, Rahal Frey at the wheel of it, is off the racetrack.
The car rolled to the very edge of the entry into turn 4. The sad. It's a very sad end to a very fine effort by the Iron Dames here this weekend.
We're now back at the Iron Dames garage because they unfortunately are also now out of the race. Frey had an issue with her car at turn 4 and this now means that obviously the team are out of the championship fight, which I'm gutted about. I think so many of us are rooting for them, but you know, we go again next time. So yeah, they're just kind of doing all of the debriefing now. Yeah, sad times.
Look, the girls are absolutely destroyed. They've done a brilliant job here all weekend, and they were, well, I mean, Michelle Gatting's overtake, I thought, was one of the star overtakes of the race.
So, having won at Spa, having been looking strong all the way thus far this weekend, fate is being cruel to the Iron Dames. Number 12 there, Matthew Drudy has taken it over.
Yeah, another pit stop that's happening. I think it's probably been about 10 minutes since the last one. I have no idea what's happening. The team boss is actually just behind us. He's looking a bit stressed, so I'm wondering if there might be a mix-up in their strategy. He's got his hand over his head as we're speaking right now. Yeah, yeah, not looking very good. Everything has changed here. The car has actually just come in. I think that's the end of the race for the team. Now we understand why the team boss was obviously looking stressed. Probably got that news ahead of time. But yeah, the whole team are now putting in work with the car. It's looking like it's going to be retiring. There's been chaos in the garage, wheels coming through. So we don't have much more information right now, but we're going to see what's going on. Luca, absolutely gutted for you and the team. I mean, it wasn't the ending that any of us were expecting. What happened with the car?
I don't exactly know. There was an oil leak, and Mattia, my teammate that was in from the last stint, stopped because he thought he had a puncture because he had no grip, he said, on the rear suddenly. But actually it was oil on the tire, so it was not a puncture. And so basically we stopped thinking just to change tire, and we saw there was a bigger issue. And yeah, that's it. I mean, at the end it's a 3-hour race, but when you have an issue like that, just half an hour to go, and then just retire because you just lose too much time anyway. And I'm not even sure they still know exactly where the oil leak is coming from.
Antonio Fuoco takes second with Alessio Rivera and Alessandro Pierguidi. Not enough to win a championship because the overall endurance crown is going to be won by Acodis ASP, by Mercedes, by Danny Juncadella, by Jules Gounod and Raffaele Marciello, who comes across the line now. They finish 5th in the race. That is the championship.
Wow, what a race day. I mean, just take a look behind me right now. The atmosphere is incredible. So now, of course, it's the moment which we've all been waiting for. We've got the celebrations, we're going to be heading to the podium in a bit, and just soaking up the final bit of fun at the Fanatec GT World Challenge.
The champagne being readied, the trophies are there. Our drivers' champions, Raffaele Marciello, who is the overall drivers' champion, the endurance champions with him, Danny Juncadella and Jules Gounod, and the winning team of Acodis ASP that takes the overall team's championship. Endurance champion team, overall champion team, Acodis ASP. The trophies presented, the champagne will be sprayed in a moment, and in there is the 2022 Fanatec GT World Challenge Europe powered by AWS. Overall champion, Raffaele Marciello. The endurance champions, Raffaele Marciello, Danny Juncadella, and Jules Gounod celebrate here in Barcelona.
Right, 3 on 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Now, that is how you celebrate winning the championship. It has been mega following Acodis and seeing them taking this glory. And of course, having caught up with Danny yesterday, it's even more special seeing him up there. But I couldn't have had a better way to end off the day. Such a cool atmosphere here at the podium. I've loved every moment of it. Danny, the biggest congratulations. I mean, how are you feeling in this moment right now?
Yeah, wow, it was special because We thought this was coming a long time ago, but it was a difficult weekend for us. A bit unexpected. We were expecting a lot more pace in the car this weekend, and we've always been so competitive here, but unfortunately it wasn't the case. This morning we started on 8th and our rivals were starting first. So in the end we managed to get up to P5, which was a good result, and luckily our rivals finished second and we clinched the championship, so really sweet ending.
Yeah, amazing. Well, the biggest congratulations. Go and soak up this moment with your teammates. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
So there we go then. Akkodis are the overall champions of the Fanatec GT World Challenge, and what a mega race that it was today. Now, they actually had an 18-point lead ahead of WRT, with 14 of those points coming from the Fanatec Esports races. I mean, it's just so cool to see how the Esports series has had such a big part to play in their overall lead in that championship. And over the last 3 episodes, I feel like we've taken you on a journey for you to understand how this unique racing format works. I've been so lucky to get down and experience it for myself this weekend. Hopefully you've enjoyed coming along with us and following this journey. And my goodness, just what an explosive end it's been to the Fanatec GT World Challenge.
1, 2, 3! One more time, 1, 2, 3!
Thanks for your company this year from all of us in Barcelona. Goodbye.